I'm Kev, Mr. and welcome to the final round of the first season of Formula Xbox in Brazil, and I'm in the Sauber, and this was a very interesting round. It wasn't the most entertaining because, as you can see, sadly only 8 people could turn up out of the 16 spots we have allocated, and so I was quite lonely for place in qualifying, and you will see in the race I was quite lonely as well at times, and you can see again the Williams are just pulling away from, look at that, over 6/10 of a second behind in just the first sector alone. I messed up the center S's there, as you could see, and you know, Chicken Macaroon again just came into the league, and he's just flying at the front. Him and Legion have formed a deadly pairing at the front in the Williams, and it's going to be interesting to see how they do next year in separate teams. I believe they are. So I was in a lonely third here in qualifying. You can see I'm not quite getting the lap I wanted there. Outbrake myself a bit wide on that corner. Didn't really meet the apex. I haven't really carried the speed for the corners that I wanted. It was nowhere near my best lap that I can do on this track, and do much better around it. And you can see Drastic make it in fourth, the host of the league, and in the Mercedes, and behind him is Athlete VG, who's in the other Mercedes in his farewell race for Formula Xbox. And then we got MBKLY in the Red Bull in 6th, and then we got Canaries and Derek Frosty at the back, who didn't really set representative of that times. And you can see a solid third, but second off the Williams at the front, and the Williams front row lockout, as you can see, with Legion in second. And then we go to the race, a very controversial start to the race, because as you can see on mine, you're going to see I'm going to bog down a bit. It's going to be like I'm in super glue, but you will see the Williams in front, they get away just like normal. That's because I believe the Williams pair and Derry Frosty, who gave me a bit of a nudge here in the McLaren, they had dry tracks, and all of the rest of us had damp tracks. As you can see, we're going all over the place, and the Mercedes have jumped ahead of me. We've got Derry Frosty behind, and I think the Red Bull spun behind along with the McLaren. And I don't know why that is. The game had just glitched again, as you can see, on damp conditions. You know, we're just running wide, giving a little tap to the Mercedes, and he pays the favour by turning us around, and then we're going towards the double right hand up the hill. Athlete just sneaking in front of me. You've got Canaries behind, but look at the Williams pair just dashing away at the front. And unfortunately, I locked up the rears and bashed Athlete in his final race. I do apologise for that. Nothing I could really do, because the track was so damn, it's so wet there on that particular corner for some reason, and so I couldn't really do anything to avoid that. Unfortunately, as we go to the end of the lap now, you can see it's really dry in the pit lane. And in front of us, Drastic Midget, and I believe that is Legion, who have pitted. We've got Chicken Macaroon in front. We've got Athlete in front of us as well. And we've got Derry Frosty, who's got the dry track, remember, in third in front of us as well in the McLaren. But we come out just in front of Legion. But you can see how damp this track is, but it's drying out all the time. We're going to get much faster as the race goes on. And you can see Derry Frosty, I think, has gone mega wide there, and we've gone up to third place now behind Athlete in front, and he's got Legion all over the back of him now. He's got some more trouble to deal with as we go to this corner again. Locked up the rears, not as bad this time because we weren't on the curve, but again we just went off wide, and now we're seen in front. Derry Frosty, he loses it on the exit of that corner, trying to go for the gap, trying to avoid him. He just managed to avoid him there, but he got a warning for a corner cut, where there's nothing we could really do unless we wanted to hit the McLaren. But you got Derry Frosty right behind us. Now he takes advantage of us being a bit slow, and then he outbreaks himself. And so we're into fourth place now behind Legion, who's pitted onto the prime tyres that we are on, I believe. I think he started on options, and we've got Athlete in front of him. And so you saw there was Chicken Macaroon with a 1 minute 13. We did a 1:21 on that lap, 8 seconds slower than the Williams. But then I have an interesting battle with Athlete. As you can see, he's just holding me off there. He's going a bit wide as I got into a bit of a groove now that the track is dry. You can see I got my lap time down to a mid 1:14. I think it goes lower down on this lap as we're right behind Athlete. We're just setting it up now, of course. If you seen my previous videos around Brazil, I always save all my cars for this long bit straight, and now we're right behind Athlete. We've got a bit of a toe here. We took that corner much better, and now we can just curse it past. He had no top speed for some reason, it seems. I was so much faster, as you can see, even with the curse. That was still 10 miles per hour, so much faster than him, so he had no top speed. He must have ran a bit more wing, I think. So going through the CNRS, got that done, and we're going to stay ahead of him in the DRS zone, but we skip ahead to lap 7 now. Going a bit wide, but this is unfortunately where it ends. The Formula Xbox career of Athlete Fiji disconnects from the race, and that's a sad end. We don't really want to see anybody disconnect from a race, and it's unfortunate that that's how his Formula Xbox career ends, but I wish him well on this farewell from this league as we go to lap 9. And for once I actually pit on schedule. I normally pit a lap early or lap late on my schedule depending how the tyres feel, but for once I actually stuck the schedule, got it down to the just catching the back marker there, so it was a good timing to pit. But you can see Drastic Midget was just about 12.5 seconds behind, I believe, so we've got to get a quick pit stop in, and look at that, sub 3 seconds from the Sauber boys. Nicely done. You can see there 12.4 behind, but you can see it's in the CNRS. We're going through the inside of the curve du Sol, and we are going to stay ahead of Midget by a second, just getting ahead of him. Great work from my pit crew there, and we're staying in third place, 20 odd seconds behind the Williams pair though of Legion and Chicken Macaroon. So we've got lots of time to make up. Got 8 laps to make up of it, and you can see Chicken Macaroon does the fastest lap at 1:13.0, and then as I'm getting away from Drastic Midget, I don't want to be in that DRS zone. I want to have some space between him and me, and as you can see the track's nicely dry now, and I do a 1:13.0 but a lower 1:13.0, 1:13.02, and then I follow it up with a 1:12.6, and so I'm getting into the groove now, and all of these last laps are just about consistency, just being in the groove. And see I do a 1:12.7, and then you can see Chicken Macaroon does the fastest lap at 1:12.5, and yes, you're going to guess it, I just beat him, but you won't believe by how close I beat him. But you can see on these laps, I'm just being very consistent. This is something new for me, and it bodes well for next season in Formula Xbox as well. You can see 1:12.591, 3 thousandths of a second faster in Chicken Macaroon, and this is the only action I got in the second half of the race. There, getting past all that traffic. I believe that was MBKLY in the Red Bull when we just got past them, and then we did a 1:12.7 as we go onto our penultimate lap in Formula Xbox this season. Now we're going on to the final lap as we did at 1:12.6. Look how consistent those are. I believe there was an achievement F1 2011. If you did 5 laps within a quarter of a second, you would get that achievement. Well, I would have got it in this race if it was in this game, so that was nice to see that I've got some consistency now at the end of the season, but it bodes well for next season, as I said, and bodes well for the other leagues I'm in, such as Mammal League and TGP and Formula Xbox. But as you can see, we're going round the final lap of this season, and I talked about a duck earlier. Well, the duck was I had never got a podium in a league race. Well, I've finally broken it now. I've got third, as you can see, out of 7 drivers. I know it's a low number in the field, but it's just nice to be on the podium. I did have the pace with the Williams, and maybe if it wasn't damp at the beginning, I might have been up there fighting with them, and it would have been a great battle at the end of the season. But I'm just happy to have finally got a podium in a league race, and I want to thank everyone who's been in the league. I want to say well done to everyone as well. Well done to Legion, who's our champion. Well done to Drasimir, who's done a fantastic job hosting the league, and I'm sure he's going to do a fantastic job next season, where I will be back with Formula Xbox footage, but that will be on my second channel, because I'm going to move it over to my second channel. And I just hope you enjoyed all the footage from these races that I've done in Formula Xbox. So for watching. So till next season, cheerio.